Okay, what is going on, everybody? What is up? Hello, hello, and welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you are doing well. Today is Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. I am DSP. Welcome to a new release day, ladies and gents. The first of many new release days that we will be experiencing in the next 2 months of the hardcore gaming season. That's right. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the non-stop new releases to start hitting. We had one last night with Middle-earth: Shadow of War. I played it for about 2 hours. My early opinions on the game, it's very much more fast-paced than the original. I remember Shadow of Mordor had this like really slow paced, I'd say about like almost a 5-hour intro where you're kind of developing your abilities and you're getting used to the game, and there was a lot of stealth gameplay involved and stuff like that. In Shadow of War, you're pretty much a badass right from the get-go. Combat, you know, you can do free-flowing combat with countering and everything right away. You can, you know, mind read people right away. Your maneuverability is pretty insane in this game. You know, you run quickly, you could run like the Flash, you could super jump, you could do flips and stuff. Pretty crazy mobility and stuff right from the get-go. And I really do feel like you're more super powered right from the start of the game than it was with the original game, that's for sure. And that being said, the game is, I'd say, a lot more interesting gameplay-wise, because right away you're doing things like mind-controlling one of the giant beasts that launches the projectiles, and you're able to kill, you know, 80, 90 little minions on the ground right away, and you're able to do all this fun stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm only 2 hours in, and already I've unlocked a ton of upgrades and everything for my character, and, you know, the game is moving along swimmingly. The only complaint I really have is there's one cheap-ass captain that I ran into that literally instantly killed me. And I was like, why is that possible? That wasn't even possible in the original game. To just instantly take 100% of my life. and then I didn't even realize he had done that, because it happened so quickly. I didn't even realize he had done that. So then they gave me that, oh, last chance to come back from death quick time, and I didn't know it was even coming up. I was still mashing buttons trying to see if I could hit the guy, and next thing I know, it's like, oh, you failed, you died. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. It was kind of jarring how weird it was, because it was so out of place with everything else that happened in the game. So, that being said, I am enjoying the game. I am. You know, the first 2 hours were pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to more. I also like how they throw you right into the open world right away. So you have the option, if you just want to do the story, you can do the story, but you could also check out all this crazy open world content, kill the captains, and look for the shell-up memories and the artifacts and all that stuff. So it's good because it's kind of a dual game. You can either just go along with the narrative, or if you want to get more out of the game, you can go ahead and check out all the optional stuff that's available in the open world, right? So far, so good. I'm liking the game. Today, I'm playing it all day long, okay? It's my entirety of my gameplay today will be Middle-earth: Shadow of War. First is my stream right now, which will be around 4 hours long, and then later tonight, I'll also be doing another stream of about 2 hours. So, lots of gameplay coming in today, okay? So, we'll see how it goes. Now, reminder, folks, that later this week, I will be also doing a special late-night release stream for The Evil Within 2. That's going to be Thursday night, okay? So, yes, I'm going to be doing lots of these late-night premiere streams for all the new releases coming out in the next, you know, couple of months. So if you like those streams, if you were here last night and you enjoyed it, that's good news for you, right? I hope that you will continue to attend those streams and enjoy them. And, or, you know, maybe watch the first 2 hours of gameplay already on YouTube, and that's cool, too. I like doing those. I like doing those late-night sessions for the hardcore gaming season, and I'm going to be doing a lot of them. I'm going to definitely be doing it for South Park. I'll definitely be doing it for one of the 3 releases at the end of the month. If you remember, 3 games come out on the same day. Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein, The New Order, and also Mario, Super Mario Odyssey, all come out on the same day. So I'll definitely be doing a late night stream for one of those, probably whatever one is actually available, since I don't know which one will actually be available as a late night stream. We don't know. Usually the Nintendo games are not. I'm thinking Assassin's Creed probably will, because it's arguably the biggest release on that day. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'm not sure. We'll see. And then I'm also planning on doing it for Call of Duty World War II, Sonic Forces if it does it, Need for Speed, Payback, all these games coming out. I really want to do these late night releases. I think it would be awesome to keep doing these consistently and get you guys into a habit where when there's a hot new release, I'll be doing a late night stream. Okay? So, yes, folks, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. What else? Well, there's not much else going on. I'm going to be so busy with all these new game releases in the next 2 months that really I'm not going to have much else to even do. Like, I guess I should remind everybody that the Halloween event is coming up, okay? The Halloween patron event, where I'm going to be doing a Halloween horror marathon at the end of this month. So if you are a patron from the month of September, please nominate games for the horror marathon, and please vote on the category of costume that I'll be wearing for this marathon. It seems like right now most people are wanting me to dress up as a video game character, okay? Now keep in mind, the poll's only been live for a day and a half, so we're certainly not in any situation where we definitively have already determined what I'm going to be wearing on Halloween, but a lot of people have already voted for the video game character category, so it looks like it may end up being that. Okay, I guess we'll find out, but that's pretty cool. I also want to throw it out there that this month's Patreon goal, which I still have not had a chance to set up on the website, but the goal for this month is a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds event, where if we hit the funding goal for the month of October, I will be doing a marathon of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in late November, probably near the end of the month, since there's no real new releases at the end of the month. And I'll either be playing it on console if it's available on Xbox One by then. If not, I'll be playing it on PC. Okay? Now, the reason I'm doing it like this is because I've done this with many games before that I've never really had experience with, that were hyper popular games. Everyone wanted me to play them. And it turned out being a pretty positive experience. I'll give you a few examples. Minecraft, a game that I really didn't understand, I didn't play until 2 years ago. And then when I finally played it, I was like, holy shit, I kind of get why this game's interesting and popular and why people like it. Persona, another franchise, I didn't know anything about it. And then someone had me play Persona 4, and I really liked the game, and I ended up playing, other Persona games in the franchise as well. Yakuza. That was a franchise I had only played a spin-off game with zombies. I never really understood the main game, and then when I started playing them, I was like, wow, this is great, and I've played pretty much every Yakuza game that's released since then. In fact, I'm playing Yakuza Kiwami, and I'm planning on getting back to it, as soon as there's downtime, probably near the end of this year. So that's just a few examples of games that, as a result of patron events, I've played in a marathon setting and or a playthrough setting and really enjoy. So I'm really looking forward to doing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Hopefully we hit the goal, okay? We need to hit the goal in order for it to happen, but that is the goal for this month. Next month, by the way, is probably going to be the holiday event, where we'll be doing a marathon of Christmas games, and people will probably be able to nominate and vote on holiday themed games for me to play during that event. But that's next month. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? So, ladies and gents, please consider pledging to my Patreon this month if you want to see the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds event happen. In addition, you get personal perks, like, for example, you can get premium forum access to the patrons only section. You can get text or verbal thank yous in my videos. for your contributions. You can get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which, by the way, Ask the King's coming up. I don't know how many of you realize this. But yeah, Ask the King is in just over 2 weeks. It's the 26th, so 2 weeks and 2 days. Yeah, 16 days till Ask the King. Pretty cool. And you can even get a private Q&A video made. Everyone who's gotten a private Q&A video is pretty happy with the video that they've gotten. Anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes of me answering your questions. And it's your own video to do whatever you want with. You can keep it for yourself. You can share it with your friends. Whatever. So, yes, ladies and gents, please consider pledging to my Patreon. Pretty important. And, those funds directly aid me in doing this daily. Doing daily live streams. Paying for the cost of electricity, games, etc. And thank you to everyone who does contribute already. I do appreciate that. Okay? Today, I'm actually wearing one of my Teespring shirts. I'll actually show you. Hold on. I'm actually wearing my Skull Teespring shirt, which actually, incidentally, is the same logo that's on my mug. Pretty cool stuff, right? So, yes, Teespring, folks. Teespring, pretty awesome. The quality of products that are on there. I personally own 3 shirts from the Teespring store, and a mug. So, I like the stuff, obviously, or else I wouldn't have bought it. All fan-made designs, really awesome stuff. It's a cool way to have a piece of merchandise if you've ever wanted one, that ties in with my gameplay and everything here. Please consider checking out the Teespring store. And if you do actually buy anything, I get a pretty decent commission from every single sale, and it helps me out. So give the Teespring store a look. Hint, hint, we're nearing the holiday season, folks. So it may be a good idea for a gift for someone, etc., especially if they're a big fan of mine. Just saying, stuff someone's stocking with a DSPGaming shirt. Also, there's sweatshirts, hoodies. Right now, it's actually pretty cool here in Washington State. It's in the 50s. So, all kinds of stuff available. It's not just about t-shirts. There's heavier stuff there, too. Give it a look. Okay? Okay. That's right, Carmetti. Give it to a friend or to an enemy. Give an enemy a DSP Gaming shirt today. That's right. Alright, now, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, if you are here live on stream and you're watching the stream and you are looking forward to more gameplay and you're enjoying yourself today, you can either cheer, sub, or tip during the course of the stream. These are all viable options for ways to contribute and support. If you do any of those things, I will be giving you a verbal thank you during the course of the stream. Okay, you'll get a shout out if you do any of those things. And of course, if you're not being insulting, I just want to clarify that. If you're leaving a troll cheer that says something nasty, no, I'm not going to read it. But I will give you a shout out, okay? And if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to my channel during the course of today's stream, or if you tip me $2 or more, you'll actually get an on-screen pop-up notification as well. And starting last night, see, those of you who weren't here last night, you missed out. We've got brand new pop-up notifications courtesy of Dr. Zombieist. They're all Halloween-themed. Spooky, creepy stuff. That will be for the entirety of this month. So, pretty cool. We got another, 20-some days, 21 days actually, 3 weeks of these cool Halloween notifications for anyone who cheers, subs, or tips. So thank you to Dr. Zombieist, obviously, for putting those together. And thank you to anyone who does cheer, sub, or tip. I really do appreciate it. And I guess we shall do some shout-outs now, shan't we? I think so. Let's do some shout-outs. Let's see here. Let's go all the way down, because last night, wow. So overnight, folks, after my late night stream of the premiere of Shadow of War ended around 11 p.m. last night, it looks like some people were busy. Boz2161 did both a 340-bit and then a 240-bit cheer. Thank you very much to Boz for those cheers. I appreciate it. Game Master 2003 is Dead did a 90-bit and then a 10-bit cheer. And Golden Colts did 6 100-bit cheers. So people were busy cheering overnight, even though I wasn't here. Thank you very much to those of you who have been doing that. I am very appreciative of that. Obviously, that helps me out a lot. It's cool that people who can't be here maybe for the live streams are still cheering to support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Now, since I started the stream, we had one cheer from Griffin Box. He did a 50-bit cheer. And he says, ever thought about moving south if you ever choose to move again? You've lived in northern states all your life, so wouldn't it be cool to explore the south? Well, even though I have not lived in the south, ladies and gentlemen, even though I have not lived in the south, I have been to the south. I've been to states such as Georgia, Virginia, Texas, Florida, okay, all those kind of southern style states. Usually it was for video game tournaments. I'm not gonna lie, I usually was there for video game tournaments. You know, Street Fighter. Texas, I guess, would be the exception because I actually went there for a gaming convention, SGC, back in 2013. And I also guess that the other exception would be Florida because I actually went there for vacation back in 2012. So I'm very aware of what it's like there, okay? The weather is very humid and hot in most of these places. Texas would be the exception. It's not humid, it's just hot. It's just plain old hot. While the other southern states can get pretty damn humid. I don't like humidity, folks. I don't. I hate humidity. Back in Connecticut, where I used to live, you get it during the summer. And the problem with humidity is even when you're in the shade, you're still, like, nasty sweating. Because it's more about the air moisture. The moisture, you know, in the air rather than the temperature. Let me put it this way. The southern states, I really do like the some of the stuff that's there. There's actually some food and some culture and stuff down there that's very different from the rest of the country. And I do appreciate the people down there, too. They're actually quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Quite welcoming, I would say. A lot of the times when I went to the southern states, you know, people seem to be a lot nicer out there. It wasn't like big city folk who are always kind of out for themselves and kind of being dicks. No, people out there seem to be, in general, just a lot more welcoming. And that was a nice thing. But it would probably be a place I would want to visit, but I wouldn't want to live. Only because of I know how hot it gets there in the summers, and I know that it gets pretty humid in a lot of those places. So I would say, I appreciate the sentiment, and, you know, the South is a nice place, but it would not be for me to live. I probably couldn't stand it. I'd probably be sitting in air conditioning, blowing on my face all day, and that's not good. All right. Shout out to the King of Hypocrisy, who did a 10-bit cheer and asks, if there was a DSP cologne, what would it smell like? Interesting question. What scent would you associate with Darkside Phil? I don't think anyone would ever associate a scent with Darkside Phil because, you know, I'm a streamer. I make YouTube videos. Although I do DSP Tries It, that's a lot of food. It's a lot of fast food. I do a variety of stuff. I'll tell you this. One scent that I really like is mint. I really like the scent of mint. So maybe something minty. Maybe I would have a minty cologne. Alright. Shout out to Monique, who tipped me $5. Thank you very much, Monique, for the tip. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the support. Shout out to Octoa, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, I'd still rather live somewhere where the weather gets colder. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment, and here's why. Okay? When it's hot and humid and nasty and sticky, it's very hard to get cool. In fact, one of the few ways you can get cool is to, like, get water on your body or to go into air conditioning, right? When it's cold, there's tons of ways you can get warm. You can wear heavier clothing. You can wrap yourself in a blanket or wear a heavy coat or a jacket. You can get into a heated situation where, you know, a house with good heat or a fireplace. You know what I mean? There's lots of ways that you can get warm versus getting cooler in the heat is actually a lot more difficult in my opinion. So, yeah, I actually prefer a colder climate rather than a hotter climate. That's me. Now, I mean, ideally, I want something that's moderate, and that's where I live. In Washington State, we get very moderate temperatures most of the year. It's only about 2 months of the year, like June and July and sometimes August, where we get really hot temperatures. But the rest of the year, like right now, it's 50 degrees. It's nice outside. It's cloudy. It's raining. It's the rainy season here in the fall. And it's going to stay like this for like 4 months. Like it's going to be October, November, December. We may get a little bit colder temperatures in December, January, and February. And we may get a little bit of snow. But for the most part, it's moderate. It's right in the middle. And that's what I like. No extremes. You know, just having a nice, you know, kind of common temperature all the time, rather than this craziness of a super duper hot or super duper cold. That's kind of what I like after all this time. So, ladies and gents, that is the deal with that. I hope you enjoy the answer. Let's see here. Shout out to Jack Spartacus, who did a 20-bit cheer. Thank you, Jack. Shout out to Slow Brosif, who did a 40-bit cheer and says, when is the next Ask the King? I just said this. I literally just said this like 10 minutes ago. It's on the 26th of October. Thursday, October 26th. That's the day, by the way, when all 3 of those giant games are coming out. So what I'm going to do is Ask the King earlier in the day, and then I'm going to do a 9 p.m. special late-night release stream for one of those games. Excuse me. Shout out to Manny Peregrine, who did a 10-bit cheer and says, humidity is nice. It makes you sweat a lot easier. Sweat off the toxins from your body. And who doesn't enjoy taking refreshing cold showers or baths? But that's the problem. You take the refreshing cold shower or bath. Oh, you're refreshed. And as soon as you step out, you're back into humidity and you're sweating again. That's the problem with humidity. If it's hot, okay, it's hot outside. So go inside in the shade and you're fine. You can cool down. Not with humidity. With humidity, you're sweat, 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 nasty, nasty, sweat, sweat, sweat. That's why I don't like it. That's why I really don't like humidity at all. Shout out to Silent General, who just subscribed to the channel for the 4th month in a row. Thank you very much, Silent General, for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Grivenbox, who did a 10-bit cheer and says, well, maybe you should try Canada. Better economy than the U.S., I hear. Well, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know much about Canada. I actually live very close to Canada. I could easily get to Canada in just a couple of hours. I think if I drove north, I think it's about a 3-hour drive and I'd be in Canada. Or, you know, a very short flight, I'd be in Canada. And I do, hopefully, plan to go to Canada someday. At least for tourism purposes, I would like to go. You know, and see how everything is up there. I'm curious, how are the people? I've been to Canada once. I have been to Canada once. But it was not like the mainland, mainstream. That's what I meant to say. It wasn't mainstream Canada. I went to Newfoundland, which is actually this really different kind of fishing village / town that's on the edge, the easternmost edge of Canada, in a very cold climate. And it's very different. The reason I went there is I used to work for a helicopter company, and we had a helicopter that this oil rig company owned. And they would fly our helicopter back and forth to their oil rig offshore every day. And so they had this inventory consignment that they had there and all kinds of stuff. And I went out there to basically meet the people who I dealt with on a daily basis and try to reconcile their inventory, because their inventory was way off. They'd be like, oh, we need this part. And then they'd go to the warehouse and the part wouldn't be there. So that's why I went there. But I've never been to, say, Vancouver. I've never been to any of, like, the big tourism places in Canada. I would like to go there someday. And it would actually be a pretty easy trip because it's so close. Now, in regards to moving to Canada, I don't think I'd ever be able to do so. And let me explain why. And a lot of people don't realize this. Unlike the United States is a very open country. For whatever reason, we have a very loose policy when it comes to immigration. We let pretty much anybody in. I mean, President Trump has tried to tighten security when it comes to who can come in and out of the country recently with some of his presidential order edicts or whatever you call them. What are they called? Presidential, fuck, I can't even remember what they're called anymore. You know, his special orders or whatever the hell they're called. But for the most part, you could literally go in and out of the United States, no problem, okay? And for the most part, I hate to say it, we don't actually follow up on people who come into the United States. There's people who come here, oh, I'm coming here for tourism, and they never leave. They just stay forever. And we don't really have tabs on these people, and therefore they just stay forever. And then they end up staying here and basically claiming it, oh, I want welfare, and I want this and that. They want all the free stuff that comes from being an American citizen, even though they're not a citizen. And this happens, I hate to say it, it happens a lot. I know for a fact because I used to live in Connecticut, and in Connecticut, this was infamous for people coming in from Puerto Rico. People would come in from Puerto Rico, and their families all lived in Connecticut, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're here forever. And you're like, what? Well, you know, do you have a job here? Are you a citizen? No. But they're just staying here permanently. Okay. This is a major problem we have in America. Alright. Now, I'm certainly not anti-immigration. I want everyone to understand that. I'm not one of these crazy, you know, extremist right-wing people who thinks that absolutely no one should be allowed into America and they took your jobs and shit like that. Alright. But I'm also a person who believes there should be stricter border policies, and that we should actually be careful of who we're letting into our country, and that we shouldn't just let everyone freebie just come in and stay forever, and then leech off of everything that we have in the country. I think that there should be stricter guidelines. We're one of the very few countries on the planet that just allow people in and never follow up. It's kind of ridiculous, okay? Now, by the way, I do know that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. I'm very aware of this. People are, oh, Phil, did you know Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory? Yes, I'm just making a case here where I'm telling you that people from Puerto Rico would just come and stay permanently. And you'd be like, well, did you go through any official channels to do this? Did you tell anyone that you were doing this? No. Okay. And this was a big thing in Connecticut where, like, thousands of Puerto Ricans were just coming and staying permanently, and the U.S. government didn't even know they were here. So, obviously, that means no taxes, right? Nothing. They're just here permanently. That's what I'm trying to say. I understand that Puerto Rico is actually a different circumstance where technically I believe they're citizens of the United States, but not really because they don't pay. It's weird. Like, they don't do taxes. It's a very odd situation. And it's really fucked up because, as we all know, Puerto Rico got completely destroyed recently with all the hurricanes that went down there. And now it's uncertain of, you know, what aid they're supposed to get and stuff like that. It's a mess. I don't want to get into the political side of that because that's a whole big can of worms to open. But anyway, my point is, America is weird when it comes to our immigration policies. Canada, ladies and gentlemen, is incredibly strict when it comes to your immigration. Yeah, you can get into Canada, okay, for tourism or whatever, but guess what? Canada actually follows up. Canada will hunt your ass down and be like, you only had a 2-week tourism visa, get the fuck out. You'll get arrested and deported. Canada is serious about this shit, unlike America. They will boot your ass. They will arrest you. They will detain you. They will hunt you down and get you the fuck out. Okay? Basically, Canada doesn't want people coming in to their country and freeloading. They don't want it. They don't want people coming in and just hiding out and staying there forever. And, yeah. Now, I am aware that I believe in certain situations it's actually easier to get in and out of Canada if you're an American. Like, I believe we have an agreement with them that you don't need all the full qualifications to get in and out of the country. Like, you could have an easier way of going in and out. But I looked into this. It was actually a few years ago. I looked into this because I was curious. I said, gee, now I'm going to live near Canada. I wonder what it would be like if I wanted to become a Canadian citizen, okay? And basically, in order to become a Canadian citizen, there's some very, very strict criteria that you have to qualify for, including proving that you're going to have ongoing employment in the country of Canada. If you live in Canada, they want you to be paying taxes. They want you to be contributing to everything in Canada. So if you can't prove that you have a major corporation that's going to employ you in the country of Canada, they won't let you stay. They will deport you. Okay? And that's, you know, this was something that I was interested in at one point. I was like, gee, I wonder if to leave America and see what would it be like to be a citizen of Canada. How different would it be? Yeah, you need to basically have proven employment. You need to have a certain amount of, like, I believe it's job skills. Like, you need to prove that you have some kind of worth that could contribute to their economy. And also, you have to prove that you have a certain amount of money that you could pay taxes. I think there's like there's like a checklist of points that you need to all qualify for. And I'll be honest here, I would not qualify because, yeah, the bottom line is my job, being, you know, a constant, you know, daily streamer, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, it's not consistent. At one point, I could be making one amount of money. On the next day, I could be making zero. At any time, all this could end and I make no money, okay? So that being said, Canada would probably not, maybe they'd approve me to stay for tourism, absolutely. Would they approve me for maybe a temporary, you know, situation where I could stay for an extended period of time? I would think so. But would they actually approve me as a citizen? Probably not. Because I don't have a company in Canada who would hire me and prove that I have this verified employment, okay? Being that I'm considered a self-employed kind of contractor, they'd probably be like, well, at any time you could just not be making money and therefore not pay taxes and everything, so no. So I doubt that they would approve me to actually be a citizen, even if I tried. So there you go. Let's see. Fluttershy did an 11-bit cheer and wants to know my thoughts on the Shield 2.0. I don't have any thoughts on it. I did watch Raw last night and I enjoyed it. I thought that it was actually one of the better Raws of recent memory. But I'm really not going to have too many thoughts on the Shield reforming until we actually see what happens with it. Because right now it seems like a spur-of-the-moment thing, but is it going to actually stay for the long term, or what are they doing with it? We don't know. I'm a person that I like to formulate an opinion over time rather than give you a reactionary opinion. You know, that's why I don't do those fucking react videos. Alright. King of Hypocrisy did a 10-bit cheer and wants to know if I saw the new Star Wars trailer. Yes, I did. I already retweeted a funny meme about it last night. If you didn't see it on my Twitter timeline, it was pretty funny. Shout out to PhillyJake94, who subscribed to the channel for the 11th month in a row. Thank you, Philly Jake. We're actually coming up on the 1-year anniversary of me returning to Twitch for live streaming daily, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty excited. I hope you're excited. That's going to be a cool thing when people who have been a sub for mine for a year get their new crowns and everything in the stream chat. It's going to be neat. Shout out to Griffinbox, who did a 30-bit cheer. He says, did you see the Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell comedy Daddy's Home, and are you interested in his sequel starring John Cena? Yes, I did, and I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. And there you go. There's a nice burp. Shout out to King of Hypocrisy, who did a 10-bit cheer. He said, the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said refugees are welcome to Canada on Twitter. Maybe you should try to get in that way. Well, unless I could prove myself to be some kind of a political refugee, I'm pretty sure they're not going to accept me on the terms of being a refugee. I'm just saying. Maybe if the United States excommunicated me, then I could become a refugee and come to Canada, but I don't think that's going to happen, okay? Manny Peregrine did a 10-bit series asking me about the Harvey Weinstein sex controversy. Why are you asking me that? Guys, I'm going to say this again. I say this almost twice a week now. Your questions are good for Ask the King. You know, the bi-monthly show that I do where I answer these questions at length. That's what these questions should be saved for. Not for a pre-stream where you do a 10-bit cheer and you ask me a random question that has nothing to do with anything. Please stop, because I need to get to gameplay. I should have been playing the game 15 minutes ago, and instead I'm asking these really mundane questions. Don't ask me about Harvey Weinstein on a fucking pre-stream. Save it for Ask the King. That's the point. Okay? Alright. So I guess that's it for the pre-stream. We'll end it here. And we'll get started with Shadow of War. Leaving, picking up where I left off. I'm going to try to do the final pieces of side content in the first area of the game, including getting revenge on the asshole captain who killed me yesterday. And then I'm going to head to the new area and progress on with the story. Okay? Sound good? Alright. Let's continue with Shadow of War, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.